part of the fun of doing a movie that is kind of a throwback to 80s cinema is the language. And having grown up in the 80s, I remember how a lot of those phrases and terms were used, radical, totally bodacious, that kind of thing. And some of it, I think, does get a little exaggerated and romanticized in movies. I remember people talking like that, but not nearly to those extremes. Maybe it's because I was a little kid, maybe it's because I wasn't in California, I was in the Midwest, I don't know. But that's been really fun to incorporate that kind of pop culture dialect into this film and have Carrie and Jess and the other characters using phrases like, mondo bodacious and totally tubular, stuff like that. One of my favorites is trippendicular, which I first heard in the movie Valley Girl from 1983 with Nicolas Cage. We want this movie to kind of have that feeling of like being a lost 80s movie that was made at that time and someone just rediscovered it. And so part of that is making sure that we're capturing the language. Part of it's also thinking about, what the era was like in terms of, science fiction, or even just science itself. If this is supposed to be the future according to the 80s, we still have, Pluto as a planet. Stuff like that. So there's a lot that wasn't known about science and astronomy that we know now or that has changed. And so this movie is really a reflection of the future as interpreted through the lens of the 1980s. And yeah, a big part of that is the language, and so I think it's pretty rad, and it's mega awesome, dude.